Welcome to Module 9 Yoga Asana. For Module 9, we are looking at Sagittarius, and the body part that Sagittarius is co-responding with is the thighs. I think the thighs, the legs, also somewhat the hips, where the thighs join with the rest of the body. And if you think about Sagittarius as the quester or the quest mate, somebody who is constantly on the go, needing to be spontaneous with travel and movement and being able to be dynamic like the radiance of fire or that emanation of fire, which is heat, which Sagittarius is. You will see that the legs are vital to that fast-paced getting around and traveling that Sagittarius is all about. So for the yoga posture, I want to share tree pose and dancer's pose. But to get into that, we first need to look at the crow, Kakasana. And it's because the tree pose and dancer's pose are variations of the crow. So I'll demonstrate the crow just as a way to move into tree and dancers. So in your book, if you got this book, I don't even know if it's still in print. I got it in India. I'll cover these chief benefits first of the crow. It says the chief benefit is that it demands a high level of concentration. It enhances this faculty, the faculty of concentration. The position also brings a flow of energy to the lower arms, wrists, and hands. The physical benefits: strengthens the arms, wrists. So this is mostly upper body, stretches and lubricates the joints and tendons. Mental benefits: like all balancing positions, the crow demands a greatly developed power of concentration. So this posture will help you to develop that concentration. Prepares the mind for meditation. Nourishes mental poise and awareness. The energetic benefits are that it removes lethargy, brings newfound energy flowing into the arms and the shoulders. So I'll demonstrate that posture. And there's all these variations of crow, but I'm going to show you the basic posture, and then we're going to get into tree pose. Mentally highly demanding. Tree posture develops to the highest degrees the power of mental concentration and single-mindedness of thought, as well as physical balance. So this is really, really good for not only your thighs and your legs, but also developing that ability to stay focused on a thing. One of the things about Sagittarius is that it does continually flow and move and go on to the next thing. It is fire in the form of heat. So it is that dissolution of fire. So it can be scattered by its nature, and that's what it's supposed to be. And we can harness that energy in our body so that we can do the Sagittarian things that we need to do with our legs. But this posture, I find it really, really helpful for groundedness. Then the next posture I'm going to demonstrate today is dancer's pose. This says Shiva, as the cosmic dancer, destroys and recreates the universe with each step, symbolizing the constant flow of energy and matter, as well as the destruction of the old self in preparation for the creation of the new. This asana stretches the upper body also and develops balance. So tree and Nataraj asana, or dancer pose. I think tree is called Vrikrasana. It doesn't say in this book, but so basically what we want to be doing in Module 9 yoga practice is focusing on strengthening, toning, increasing flexibility, focusing that on especially the thighs, but the entire legs. When we get to Capricorn season, we're going to cover the knees and the joints and the skeleton. But for Sagittarius, it's the thighs. So when I say thighs, I'm talking about the front where your quads attach and then go all the way up to the hip. And then in the hamstrings, again, they attach just right around the knee in the back and then go all the way up to this bone called the ischial tuberosity, which is right in it's like your butt bone, basically. So all of that is considered the thighs. The thighs are massive. It's like such a huge chunk of meat on whoever's body it is. It's a lot of muscle mass there. So for the first posture, Kakasana, the crow, first thing you're going to do is stand up. And you're going to have, sorry, my head's kind of chopped off there, but you're going to have your feet shoulder width apart. And then the same things with your arms. Your arms are like dangling down, shoulder width apart. And then you're going to take your hands and you're going to turn them slightly inward. So you kind of have this diamond shape that you're making with your fingers. My pinky. So anyway, slightly turned in so that whenever you're dangling your arms down, slightly turning in the hands, and that's your base. And the fingers are more spread out. Once you've got that all lined up, arms dangling down, you've got that slight inward curve, your fingers are spread, and then you place your palms down on the floor. The next thing you're going to do is bring your knees under your armpits. And if you can't get your knees tucked into your armpit, one secret that I would share is that you really got to pull your pelvic floor, your belly, you really got to pull that in and upward. So it's like this part of you, your pelvic floor is pulling up and in. So like pushing back towards your spine and lifting up towards your belly button. So this pelvic floor tilt gets really, really tight. Okay, so feet shoulder width apart, arms dangling shoulder width apart, fingers are spread, and then you've slightly tilted your hands inward a little bit. Now your knees are going right underneath your armpits, or inside your armpits even. If you can't reach in there and you've already done your pelvic tilt, you can squeeze the outside of your arm, but I'll show you this way first. So knees into the underarms, and you lean forward. Your face is up. One of the common mistakes here is that people are looking down in front of them. What one of my teachers did was took a rag and threw it just about a foot in front of my hands so that I would look there at that rag instead of at where I was looking, which was straight down. So you slightly are looking forward. The next thing you do is you're going to pick one foot up, set it down, pick the other foot up, set it down. And that might be just enough for you right now. If you want to go further, you're going to get your knees tucked in. You're going to lift up one foot, lift up the other foot, and breathe. To get down, you just place your toes back down, nicely, gently sit yourself back down. So the head being dropped forward, hands are in the wrong position, weight is not balanced from left to right, fingers are together instead of being apart. So these are all the common mistakes. So you want to look forward a little bit with the head. I would say about 12 inches, just about 12 inches away from where your hands are. Make sure that your arms are shoulder width apart. And you're going to slightly turn your hands inward. Fingers are spread. So that's that. Let's move on to, we've got some crow variations here. I will show my favorite, which is firefly. So for this one, all the same things. Your legs shoulder width apart, your hands shoulder width apart. And for, oh, you know what? Actually, this one's a little different. So for here, you actually reach your arms inside of your legs. And now the backs of your arms are resting on your shin. Same thing with the fingers. They're spread apart and the hands are slightly tilted inward. Then you just rest back on your arms and you lift your feet up. And to get out of it, you always want to go back the same way you came in. All right, so let's get ready now for the tree posture.